what's up guys, it's me Capone and welcome to my channel. In today's vlog, I am going to be interviewed by a reporter because I'm a gangster. Don't forget to smash that like button, leave a comment below and subscribe to my channel. Let's go! Woo!
Hi, Capone. How are you?
Hello, I'm good, and you?
I'm fine. Let's start this interview. I've heard Al Capone is not your real name. Tell us more about that.
Well, my real birth name is Alphonse Capone, but people call me Al Capone because it's shorter. And also, some people call me by my street name, which is Scarface, which happened when I was little because I was cut with a knife, and now I have the scar until now.
Interesting. So tell us more about your early life.
Okay, so when I was little, me and my family, we lived in a poor tenement in New York, which it was in a really poor community also, which really influenced me to the job that I have today. I have my own gang, and I'm also considered public enemy #1, but that's not important.
And what about school?
Well, when I was little, I attended a Catholic school, but it had a really violent environment, really bad environment for young children. And I ended up dropping out at the age of 14, but it wasn't because of the bad environment. It was because I was expelled and because I hit a female teacher.
So tell me about your businesses.
Well, as you know, there was the Prohibition Act, the 18th Amendment, and alcohol was prohibited. So I was the main bootlegging gangster at that time. What happened was that my mentor, Johnny Torrio, was almost assassinated, so he gave me all his empire, all of his businesses. So I took over the gambling, the prostitution, and the bootlegging. And I ended up being the main bootlegging gangster of that time.
Tell me about your bootlegging.
So, as I already told you, I was the main bootlegging gangster, but that was because my mentor, Johnny Torrio, he was almost killed in an attempt of assassination against him. So he gave me his empire and all his businesses, so I took over gambling, prostitution, and bootlegging. I started bootlegging also New York whiskey, but that caused a lot of problems between my gang and the other rival gangs. And there was a lot of deaths, and I was blamed for many of them. And I was almost arrested 3 times, but all of the 3 times I wasn't arrested because of my influence inside the government and inside the police.
So tell me about those rivalries.
Well, like my gang and other gangs, we had a lot of rivalries, and also other gangs had rivalries between themselves. And I didn't want that violence because I was also getting, like, the public was starting to be against me because of the deaths of the other attacks and violence. So I gained like a bad reputation because of that. So I started trying to make peace between the gangs, and that worked for about 2 months. Yeah.
I've also heard about the St. Valentine's Day massacre. Can you tell me about that?
Yes. Well, in my opinion, it was one of the best plans I ever made. I wanted to get rid of my rival gang of Bugs Martin and his Northsiders. And I wanted to get rid especially of Martin because he wanted to get my friend McGurn killed. And that is unacceptable. So I made up a plan. We were going to make up a fake raid. Like, we were going to put whiskey in a garage and lure them into the garage. And then my men would dress as fake policemen and try to arrest them. But then they killed all of them. But one problem was McGurn wasn't there. Yes. And it was a really famous massacre, and it gave me a fame of the most ruthless and the most intelligent and elegant gangster.
So, since you're a gangster, there were obviously people chasing you everywhere. Who is the person that caught you?
Well, it wasn't a person, it was the government and the special intelligence. It all started in May of 1927 when the Supreme Court ruled that a bootlegger had to pay a certain amount of income tax, so they were trying to chase me by tracking my money. But I was really smart and I moved to Miami, and I paid all my expenses with cash and not with the bank, so they couldn't trace my money back to me. And after that, and also because of the St. Valentine's massacre, a lot of attention was attracted to me, and it was easier for them to track me down.
So, anything else?
Yes, well, the Secret Service and the government managed to infiltrate inside my gang and they went undercover. So they were able to get the evidence that they needed against me to put me on trial. And this trial is set for today. But luckily, I got the time to be interviewed by you.
Okay, good luck then.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Hey guys, so this was my interview and now I'm going to trial so I can see if I'm going to prison or if I'm going to be free. Wish me luck.
Unfortunately, after Al Capone filmed this video, he went to trial and ended up in prison for 6 years. After release, Scarface suffered from many health conditions and slowly deteriorated until death in January 25, 1947.